Welcome to our next tutorial here on curtain walls. Now, what we're going to have a quick look at is first of all just how to draw the wall itself. Well, you're probably aware of this, but if we do a wall architectural, and then when we look in the type selector, and if you scroll towards the bottom, you'll see there's three walls: the empty, the exterior glazing, and the wall storefront. So you just pick whichever one you want, and then you can check your basic wall options here in the properties. So the base constraint, the offset, top constraint, and offset. I'm going to leave those as they are for now. Now we can see a few other features here which are faded, and we're going to leave those as they are for now. We'll look at those a bit later. And then you literally just draw in the wall. Now, what I've done here, just to show the three different types, so we have the empty one there, as it suggests. It's got no sections in there at all. Then you've got the exterior glazing. So this one has some larger panes of glass and the grid lines ready for the mullions. And then finally the storefront, which is basically divided up to a greater number of sections with smaller panes of glass. So let's just delete a couple of these now, and we'll just go back to this blank one by here. So let's click on this, and what we want to have a look at now is if we go to edit type, and we can see there's a whole range of different options. So first of all, we're going to have a look at the vertical and horizontal grids. So when we click on the horizontal, we've got fixed distance and fixed number. So let's start off with a fixed number. Okay, and then we will do the same on that one there. Okay, and say OK. And at the moment, we can see that it has set them to a specific number here. So we've got 4 intersections, leaving us 5 panels in each direction. And of course, we can just change these up and down as we wish, and it will make them fit the exact area. Now, let's go back in, and instead we will change those to fixed distance. And now you'll notice it gives us the actual size by here, which we can just edit as we desire. So I'll edit the one and leave the other. And now we can see that it has given us those, and it's at the moment it hasn't centered them. You'll notice it's justified them to the bottom and the one side. So what we can do now in the properties over here, we can justify and we can change it to the end or the center. So now we've changed that one, and we can see we've got equal glazing sections on either side, and of course we could do the same with top and bottom if we wished. All right, but change it back to the beginning, and there you go. So there's your justification. Let's now go back to edit type, and now we're going to add some mullions in there. So let's add the 50 by 150, and we'll do the same for the horizontals. So we'll just do the interior type first and click OK. Now you can see what it's done. It's given us those for those intersections, but nothing around the outside. So let's go back, and we'll just add on border type 1, and we'll use the rectangular 50 by 150 same, just to keep that like that for now. And OK. So now you can see what it's done. It's actually put it along the bottom and along that side there, but it hasn't shown it on those two sides. So let's give it another go, and we'll put border type 2 now. And now we can see that it's actually finished off the boundary around there. Okay, so looking at our panels and the frames, the mullions, the way they're intersecting with each other, we can see we got this run along the bottom, which is then intersected by the vertical mullion, and the same across the top. So we may not want that. So let's have a little look. And what we've got is this join condition. At the moment it says not defined. So what we've got is some options. We've got vertical grid continuous, horizontal grid continuous, border and vertical, and then border and horizontal. So if I was just to click on one of these, the vertical grid continuous, that is basically what it was defaulting to anyway. All right, so then let's change it to something else, horizontal grid. And now you can see that it cuts through the mullion on the side here, this border. All right, and goes straight through there. But let's change it to the borders and the vertical continuous. So now we can see that it's given priority to our borders. So the borders make a nice solid boundary, which is much better. And then we've just got the one direction being continuous, the verticals, but you could have horizontals if you preferred. Okay, so that gives us a basic overview of the makeup and the properties of the curtain wall, and look forward to the next video.